New year, new you. Time to get back in the dojo. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Scotty Karate video. Today we're going to be going over what to do now. Now it's New Year's, right? Congratulations. 2020. Here we are. Well, what's your New Year's resolution? Most people's is get in shape, get back in the gym, work out, eat healthier, all these things. All that's good. My challenge for you is to train. Now, if you're already in the dojo, you're like, but Scott, I go 3 days a week. I'm already in the dojo. Maybe learn something else. Oh, the scary thought of learning something new. Well, so I'm going to pick on karate because that's the majority of my training. So if you only know karate, right? Karate is a great martial art. It has basically everything in it. And if you think it doesn't, you don't know what karate is. But beside the point, there are other styles that do things more often or focus on it. So, for example, there isn't as much groundwork or takedowns as in karate as, say, judo or jujitsu. Maybe that's what you need to branch into this year. Maybe. Depends on where you are in your training. Now, if you're, say, a yellow belt in karate, no, don't worry about cross-training. That's not what that's for. You shouldn't be focused on that. You should be focused on what you're in now. So if you're in Kung Fu, you're in karate, you're in Taekwondo, whatever it may be, stick with it. But if you're already a black belt, say you're a first, second, third, whatever, just a black belt up, maybe you should dabble in something else. Now, this does not mean quit your main style. So if your main style is karate, for example, I'm not saying give up karate. It's garbage. Move on to something else. What I'm saying is add something to it. Branch out. See how other people do things. As martial arts, we get in a bad habit of locking in, going, not only karate, but my style of karate is the best. It does everything I need. Maybe. Probably not, though. So there's lots of good styles, not just karate. And just like in karate, there are different styles. So you might be, say, Okinawan-based karate, and say you've never done a Japanese-based. Well, maybe you need to try it. Maybe you need to try something that's polar opposite, such as jujitsu, judo, aikido, something else. Just get something else under your belt. Now, I've done this a few times. Now, I've had the, benefit and pleasure of working with lots of different martial arts and different style types. So, for example, there is an actual Kung Fu master that actually comes to our karate dojo because he does this. He wanted to venture out. And I'm not talking Kung Fu master as in he did this for a year or two and he's now a master. I mean, he's been doing this since he was I think he said 13, and he did it in China. So he actually moved to China as a child, and he's trained his whole life. Very skilled. Crazy martial artist. But he decided at one point, he was like, hey, I'd like to try something new, see what karate's about. He came to our dojo. It's a great story for another time. But because of that, I've had the pleasure of training in Kung Fu with him because as he learned karate from us, we learned Kung Fu from him. It's similar, but it's not. So it's very unique to see how someone else does stuff. So even as simple as, how I traditionally do, say, a front kick. It's very linear and solid. It's straight through, and we put our body and hips into it. Our goal is to do as much blunt force damage we can, right? That's karate in a nutshell. Stereotypical. I'm not all karate. I know. But his was more flowy and flashy and snap, right? Where we were focused on brute force power. He was focused on just getting it as fast as he can up to that person's face. So, kind of like playing tag with your foot. If you snap them in the face with your foot, It probably hurts. I'm just saying, it probably hurts. So because of that, that was their focus. So it was very unique to see the differences. Just hey, we do it like this. How do you do it? Now, is one better than the other? That's for you to decide. But it was very unique. It also, I will say this, made me push my boundaries. So there's certain things I'm not great at. Well, I'm not super flexible. Never have been, probably never will be. I do stretch a lot. I just never quite got to basically doing the splits, as it were. It is what it is. Know your body, right? I couldn't do it, but this forced me to think of my body a different way and know how to do his style. Very different. It opens up the mind. You're like, oh, I'm really nice and smooth and I can do this all day. And then they tweak it just a little bit and go, this is how we do our front kick, for example. And then you feel like a noob again. It's a humbling experience. And I think, honestly, everybody should do it. Doesn't matter what martial art you are. If you're, say, a judo practitioner, maybe you need to go to a boxing gym. I mean, supplement your style with something else. So if your style is not focused on punches, maybe you should think about punches. If your style doesn't focus a whole lot on groundwork and ground defense, maybe you should think about ground defense. It's something to think about. Going into the new year, you should be thinking about how to improve yourself, right? At the end of the day, that's what everybody's New Year's resolution is I want to better myself in X way. Well, martial arts, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to improve yourself on everything, frankly, because it translates to the real world. I mean, I don't know how to explain it unless you know what I'm talking about already, but your coordination, your hand-eye coordination, your balance, your mental aspects, your ability to focus. I can't even tell you, that's one of the things I talk about, how the benefit of kids doing martial arts. You go into a martial art, usually you're scattered, unless you just already have that mindset, but most people don't. You go into martial art, you're scattered, you're all over the place, woo, everywhere. And then, after a few years, you'll notice that you will be able to go to work and go to do something super boring and be able to do it and focus on it and tune other people out and tune out the outside world. Just hone in. Well, that's because you trained it in martial arts. You have to. Because you know what happens if you don't hone in during sparring practice at karate? You get hit in the face. So you need to focus. So it teaches you that. It forces that. Martial arts are great. So if you haven't started one, start one. If you've already been in one, but you're still fairly new to it, stay in it. I'm talking about people that's been in it for a while, or maybe you did something in the past. Say you did taekwondo when you were young. You know how to punch and kick. You know all these things that you used to do as a child or when you were younger. Now branch out into something new. It's a good thing. It's a good thing for you, and it makes your mind more pliable. Makes it able to be used in different ways and in better ways. So that's the challenge for this new year. Get going. Find something new to do. But be out there. Make sure you're always striving to do better. Because if you're not, you're stagnant. And if you're stagnant, you're doing nothing. And that's bad. Just all around bad. So, that's my tip for this year. Going into new year, look for something new. If you're stand-up, look for ground. If you're ground, look for stand-up. If you're, taekwondo and you want to focus more on boxing because you've mastered legs now, you want to box, master hands, try boxing. If you're a boxer, try a kickboxing class or taekwondo or jiu-jitsu, or there's so many great styles out there. And you should not limit your skill set to one thing. It's very important to be diverse. Be able to pull something out of the bag. My first love will always be karate. But if I know this judo throw is better than the ones I know, I'm taking that and putting that in my pocket. I will have that for next year. That's my goal. Hopefully you do the same. But if not, I'd like to know what your goals for the new year are. If you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell in the corner so you know when my videos are posted each week. And, as always, the more you train, easier the fight.